So this is a brief information session about our Communication Sciences and Disorders major at Springfield College. So as we talk through the different components, certainly be thinking about your priorities and what you're looking for in your college experience, as well as in your major program of study. So Communication Sciences and Disorders is for people who want to go to graduate school, get a master's degree to become a certified and licensed speech language pathologist, or get a doctor of audiology to become a certified and licensed audiologist. And we also have the training capacity for people who want to be speech language pathology assistants when they graduate with their bachelor's degree. In terms of our curriculum, we cover the prerequisite courses to be admitted to graduate school, so students can apply for admission to graduate school. We cover the disorder areas for the speech language pathology assistant license in the state of Massachusetts. And our general curriculum covers our national requirements, including science courses, statistics, writing, and social sciences. We cover the normal developmental processes of speech and language and hearing and swallowing, and disorders of speech and language in children. The sequence of the major is pretty thoughtfully constructed so that the content from one course builds to the next and so on. And so that as you learn and the content knowledge, you can apply that knowledge yourself. If you're thinking about graduate school, our students go to a variety of graduate programs, but they often will remain in the general New England region. So this is a list of schools where our students have gone in recent years. Last year, all of our seniors who graduated in May were all interested in going right into graduate school, and they're all in graduate school right now. So we really are confident that we're setting our students up for success. And we talk about graduate school expectations from day one. So our goal is to help prepare each of our students. And I do a session around junior year to go through the steps for applying to graduate school so that everybody knows what they need on their to-do list as they apply during senior year. And throughout our presentation, you'll see some pictures of our students at various activities. When I think about Springfield College, some of the things that make our college and our program unique is how student-centered the college is. We are student-centered and student-focused. I think as you're exploring the various college choices that you might have, you would be hard-pressed to find a president who is as strong a champion for students as President Cooper is. And with the current challenges and needs of our students, we are again relying on our foundation at the college, which is based on spirit, mind, and body. All semester, I've incorporated mindfulness practices, and when we are in remote learning, we incorporate a meditation practice at the start of each of our classes, just to give us a foundation for that learning session. In my classes that met yesterday, we started each class with a 2 to 5 minute meditation, and we did a check-in with how everyone is doing. And this is that idea of a very student-centered and community-based approach. We also have our classes set up as a blend of lecture, so some content delivery, some experiential, and some hands-on learning. We also use technology to enhance our learning practices in each of our classes. And if I think about our class sizes are small. I have a class of 10 students in my anatomy and physiology of speech and hearing class. I have a class of 14 students, which is my big class this semester, in my introduction to linguistics. So in my classes, we're able to foster really strong relationships. Our students are very comfortable talking with their professors. In our first introduction to comm discourse, we actually make it a point that the students in the class have some time one-on-one to get to know the professors teaching the class. And you will never have to wonder if your professors know your name. That is something that is very important as we build those relationships. So you will be seen and heard in each of your classes. I was joking with my students at our club meeting on Sunday about how not only do we know each other's name, we know just a little bit something about what's going on in each other's lives. We also have some service learning experiences. So the Humanics philosophy at Springfield is to be of service to others and to lead the way in those efforts. So we have a close relationship with our community, and our students have a lot of opportunities to be part of that community. And while some of our in-person activities may be functioning a little bit differently than they have in the past, we certainly have managed to make some transition. So we just had, for the Halloween season, we had a drive-through treat fest instead of the walk-through version we've done in the past. Our advising starts the moment you commit to Springfield College, and it is individualized. So this summer, our Academic Advising Center was hosting virtual orientation and enrollment sessions, and all the departments are ready to welcome our incoming students. At the start of the semester, there's activities like pre-camp and new student orientation that help students already feel a part of the campus community. Even move-in day can be an exciting time as everyone gets involved. And as you go through your program of study, you'll have individual advising meetings with your academic advisor within the ComDis program. And you can meet with your advisor as regularly as you'd like. We have some mentored research opportunities. Faculty in the ComDis major really encourage students to engage in research if that's an interest that they have. So we want students to be able to create some research projects and present those projects and really prepare for evidence-based clinical practice. And then in senior year, our students complete a clinical practicum, one in the fall and one in the spring. And this experience is not offered at every undergraduate program, and it really sets our students apart for their grad school and speech-language pathology assistant positions. There's a total of 270 practicum hours spent at off-site locations. So early intervention and school-age populations. I have a student right now working with a private practice that does augmentative and alternative communication strategies. And so there's lots of great opportunities. And even during the pandemic, we have great telepractice ways to be involved in practicum. Many other opportunities exist at the college. There's lots of leadership roles. And these are things in addition to your academic curriculum. One of the things about the Humanics philosophy is we also want to grow leaders. And our students are natural leaders, and they take on those leadership roles throughout the campus. We also have our NISLA chapter. It's the National Student Speech Language Hearing Association, and we have a club that's a chapter, and it's for all levels at the college, so from first-year students to seniors. And a student had recently commented to me that she doesn't feel like it's separated by year at all. She's a first-year student, and she's been able to ask the seniors for advice since she started the major. And so the club is really one cohesive unit for students in the major. We also encourage students to take on roles as teaching assistants and research assistants. We have opportunities for students to be undergraduate teaching assistants in our courses. And at Springfield College, student athletes are able to balance the demands of classes with training and competition schedules, and faculty are very supportive of that balance between athletics and academics. And we also have students who engage in global experiences like study abroad or short-term experiences like alternative spring break to South America. I recently had a student do a study abroad in Greece. Prior to that, we had some students in Australia. So lots of great opportunities. And I'm going to give a shout out to a current undergraduate. And we really help our students try to find ways to stand out and get lots of experience. So we had one of our students who was selected as a student volunteer at our National Fall Conference last year. And then she went on to win one of 4 scholarships in the country for sophomore students in the major. So we're pretty proud of her. And this is my contact information. So if you have follow-up questions or anything that I can assist with later on, you have my contact information. So I am going to pop myself back in the corner here. And that concludes my slideshow part of the presentation. But if you have a follow-up question, please go ahead and unmute and I will be happy to chat with you about it.
What would like a day look like as like in the major? Like what would a day look like in that?
Well, each day of the week, you're usually taking classes at some part of the day. So you usually have a balance in your schedule with some classes that meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and some classes that meet Tuesday, Thursday. And it's a balance of classes related to your major requirements, as well as classes related to the core curriculum. And the core curriculum is our general education curriculum that all students at the college complete. So it covers a variety of areas from spiritual and ethical perspectives to literature, a whole variety of things. So students get a lot of choice in the classes that they take in each of those categories. And then within the major, as I mentioned, we kind of structure the sequence of the classes so one builds on the next. So, you know, for example, I'm thinking of some sophomores right now who might be taking a class with me in linguistics, and then they've got a remote class in phonetics, learning how to use the International Phonetic Alphabet and listen to speech sounds. So they might be spending some time listening and doing transcription. They might also be taking other classes related to that general education part. You know, before the college shifted to remote learning, students were doing a mix of in-person classes and online classes. And we certainly prefer to do in-person as much as we can, as long as we're following all the safety guidelines and precautions. So at this moment, we've transitioned our classes to being taught remotely. So, but yeah, we can always make it work. And then students are engaged in a variety of extracurriculars. So like I mentioned, we had our club meeting on Sunday. We had a guest speaker who came in and talked about her journey as a speech pathologist and her current work in pediatric feeding therapy. We've had a panel of alums at a prior club meeting talk about their path for applying to graduate school and their first semester in grad school and how that's going. And so we definitely do club meetings throughout the semester. Students are engaged in lots of other organizations and clubs. If they're doing athletics, they have their practice schedule, and right now it's just sort of scrimmage, but you know, they'll get back on a competition schedule. So your day is a mix of going to class, finding some time to do your classwork and study and do assignments, hanging out with your friends, and you know, going to a variety of activities.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop our recording here.